Thank you, and I give the call to the member for Indi. You're moving this motion?
Yeah, thank you, Deputy Speaker. I move the motion relating to financial assistance grants in the terms at which it appears on the notice paper. Seconder.
They can second after your speech, but do you wish to second this?
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. The member for Werriwa seconding the motion, and I give the member for Indi the call.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. This motion calls on the government to commit to the sustainability of rural and regional councils by guaranteeing that the financial assistance grants will not be subject to another indexation freeze. Calls on the government to work with the states and territory and local governments to review the funding methodology of the financial assistance grants so that distribution of funds supports the sustainability of rural and regional councils and supports the development of regional strategic plans with the states, territories and local government to guide investment and to avoid cost shifting and duplication. Deputy Speaker, throughout the year I bring together the mayors and CEOs of the 9 local governments across my electorate for the Indi Local Government Roundtable. They tell me that they face serious challenges when it comes to financial sustainability. They have small and dispersed populations, large geographic areas with significant environmental stewardship responsibilities and large asset bases, resulting in high costs and limited capacity to raise revenue. While rates are a significant revenue source for most, they can vary right across Victoria depending on local government areas. An $800,000 worth property can be, say for example, paying rates of $962 in Stonington in the city to $4,201 in Towong Shire. And as a percentage of median household income, the difference is outstanding, from 1% in the city of Stonington to 10% in Towong. And rate capping in Victoria has added another strain to these local governments. And the Victorian Parliament's inquiry into the sustainability and operational challenges of Victoria's rural and regional councils tells us that for municipalities such as Melbourne, Yarra and Port Phillip, the FAGs, the Financial Assistance Grant allocation, can amount for less than 1.5% of their total revenue. But this is not the case in rural and regional councils. And the 3-year freeze that the Commonwealth opposed on the FAGs between 2013 and 17 put enormous pressure on my local governments. And the Victorian Municipal Association estimates that in 1 year alone, $5 million has been lost to the electorate of Indi as a result of this freeze. And for Towong Shire, the immediate reality was a cut in services. So they're responsible council, so Towong reduced their summer swimming pool season and saved $6,000. The casual road maintenance work for it was reduced, saving $75,000. They ceased mobile library services, saving $50,000. They ceased funding a staff position with the Towong Alliance Partnership, saving $23,000. And they reduced the opening hours of the Corryong office and library, saving $3,000. So these are real impacts on real people in real communities. And while that was important and seen as a one-off, but in the long term, there's a real impact on the role of government in our communities. And my local government tells me it's absolutely unsustainable. Murrindindi Shire Council stated that after taking service reviews, they found that council has no capacity to undertake new initiatives or strategies or policy work other than fulfilling its statutory obligations. And the Benalla Rural City Council indicated that it had significantly targeted management positions for reduction so that it could keep doing service delivery. And Mansfield City Shire Council, we could borrow more, but how does this help us become financially sustainable? Increasing debt is a band-aid solution which is not only unfair to our ratepayers and community, but also ignores the root cause of the issue, lack of income to provide core services. So in opening up this topic for debate in Parliament, in the week that we've got Australian local government people meeting in Canberra, and I know that they've got a motion similar to this on the books, I call on my federal government colleagues, to the Minister for Local Government, John McVeigh. He was the former chair of the inquiry into regional development and decentralisation, and he heard about these concerns in Wodonga. He knows they're real. And local government in rural and regional Australia, they're not looking for a handout. But cost shifting lands on their shoulders and has a direct impact on my constituents, and it's not good enough. We need, and I absolutely call for, a review of funding for local government, particularly rural and regional local government, so that they can continue to play their rightful role in our communities and deliver for all of us, as I think is the key plank of our democracy. I'm looking forward to my colleagues' comments.
Time has
and welcome
expired.